Alright guys, here we go again. We got our machine and mechanical time. We verified our mechanical time is correct. Now we've got to get our electrical timing set. The screens have changed over the years from the little DTAMs up to the big touch screens, the big color stuff, different aspects of the program is in different screens on different machines. All we're going to talk about is indexer timing and stacker timing on this video. We're not even going to go into bag inflation on this video here. That'll be for a different one. We're going to be getting a little long. You have timing, break up, and gate down, and idle. Those all four work together. Your timing number is when does the gate open. The gate opens and the brake goes down at the same time. Then your break up number is when to release the brake. And then gate down number is when to close the gate. And the idle I will explain a little better when we head down to the indexer section. Now we can kind of fade out on that. Your timing number is called a timing number because that is how you're going to time your product into your in-feed flight. So what we're wanting, if we can slide down this way a little bit, what we're wanting is when that product comes down the decline belt. If I'm going too fast for you, let me know, Justin. That when that product comes down this decline belt, we want that to end up about 5 to 6 rollers behind the flight. If we try to crowd that too much, that's going to bump our bun. And if it's a hot dog bun, you can get by with it. If it's an individual hamburger, it's going to flip that bun right over on top of the ones behind it, and then you're going to get hung up at your grid bars. So that is why that number is called timing. So now remember, your gate opens and your brake goes down at the same time. Gate open is timing. So I'm gonna walk down. We're gonna fire this machine up. I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna release a product. We got some styrofoam buns here. We'll release it, and we will see where our timing is set at. So let me fire this thing up. Clear. Maybe a little loud, but I'm gonna go down here and release this product, and we're gonna see where it drops into our slide at. Right there. Now look, we can stop that. We can see we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rollers behind that. That's just about exactly where we want to be. So our timing is correct. Okay, now our timing's correct. Our mechanical timing is correct. Now, if it wasn't, we would have to adjust our numbers. Now, what we got to realize, and what's kind of hard to get your head wrapped around, I really have a tough time with it sometimes myself, is it's got a 360-degree encoder on it. So every product, every flight spacing goes 360 revolutions or 360 counts on that encoder. If we needed to release that product early, we would decrease the number. And if we wanted to release that product later, we would increase that number. Always have to remember that if your indexing relationship is correct on the indexer, that is if your brake is releasing and your gate is closing at the correct time, and all you need to move your timing number, you have to move all 3 of those, or you will ruin the relationship. If I just change the timing number, if I reduce it by 20 degrees and I don't change my brake and my gate, then they're going to be coming in late. If I increase it, they're going to be coming in early. So when if your relationship is correct, which we'll go down there and look at here in a minute, if that relationship is correct, if you change one number, you need to change all of them. So we'll drift down that way, and we'll release this product, and we'll see if our relationship between our gate and our brake is correct. All right, guys, now we're down here at the indexer. Everybody should know, but obviously this is our gate, this is our brake. Once again, this gate's going to open and this brake's going to come down at the same time. And the numbers on the screen are brake up, when are we going to release the products that the brake is holding, and gate down. On a 27-inch machine, 10 degrees is right at 3/4 of an inch on our NP spacing. So we never make, I train our guys we don't ever make any adjustments less than 10 degrees. You can tell somebody's been messing around with the machine pretty quick. You go in there and they got 223 on a release or something like that. That's not going to do you no good, 3/16 of an inch. So we change in 10-degree increments. The breakup, actually now is a real good time to talk about our idle number up there. And let me go get another product real quick. So I probably just blurred everything up there. If we're running individual bonds, we're going to get our brake set. We're going to set our brake up here like that. So when that brake comes down, it's going to hold back this second set of bonds. That's all good and well. If we're wanting to run a double stack of those, and let's say we have our two stacks of product over here on this side. When this product on this side comes here and makes our eyes, we don't want that gate releasing right now because there's no product there. So your idle is simply telling the machine to ignore a signal on these photo eyes that is less than 30 milliseconds. So we're going to ignore the signal, and that way it's not going to trigger until you get a full load of whatever it is you're trying to bag. That's what your idle is. A longer product will require a longer idle because it's going to take longer to go across the eyes. Not really a big thing when we're talking about individuals, but you get into our clusters, you get into individuals, it becomes a more important thing. So let's get this thing set back up about where we want to for what we got here. We got both of them in. Now we can release. I'm gonna release some product, and we'll look at the gate, the way the gate and the brake is working. So let me go fire this machine up. Clear. So now we got our two products in here, and I'll release them. They released right, the gate shut good. Need to open my guys up just a hair. These styrofoam bungs are a bear sometimes to go with. They don't release real good. If our gate was clipping the back of our product, this is what I was talking about earlier with the relationship between the three. If our gate was coming down and clipping the back of the product, then we would need to leave our gate open a little bit longer. If our product was not getting up to the gate in time to make a second release, or as every other flight basically, we probably would want to release our brake a little bit sooner. The rule of thumb on the brake is always 100 degrees after the gate opens, 100 degrees release the brake. That's because for 30 years it was on 100-degree cam, so that's a good place to start. You do not want your gate coming down and smacking product back. You want your gate closed when your product hits your gate. Otherwise, you're going to get a mess. You're going to slap it back. The gate's going to open. It's going to come down the middle of the product. That's the relationship. And once again, as we was talking on the numbers up on the other screen, if that relationship is right between the three, if you change one, you need to change the other numbers with it. And we can, we're going to also now go back, we're going to run a cycle through, and we're going to check our stacker timing now, where I was talking earlier about the one tooth, maybe one tooth forward or one tooth back. All right, guys, we're kind of wandered back down here to the stacker area. We're going to check our stacker timing, our final stacker timing, and make sure we don't need to jump that stacker by one tooth either direction. So our mechanical timing is right, our timing number is right to get into our end feed correct. The relationship between our gate, our brake, and our gate closed is all correct. Our eye dwell is correct. And now I'm going to go release some product, and we're going to see what we're looking for is for our product to come up and touch the bump rail, have just an instant to regroup itself, and then to be taken away by the stacker. If you try to take it away too early, before it has a chance to hit and regroup, it's going to go all over the place on you. And cluster hots obviously is simple, but if you're running, say you're running a 3-on-3 ham or individual hams, if they sit there against that bump rail, then they're going to get all misshapen on you. So just long enough to regroup, and then she comes across. So I'm going to fire this up, and we're going to release a cluster and see how we're setting. Everybody clear? There we go. They just touched the bump rail, and they got pushed over. So we know that time is right. The only other timing aspect of the machine is our stacker up and down. And you want that stacker, I don't know if we can get a shot of that, Justin, but you want that stacker making a box. So you adjust your up and down numbers so that the stacker looks like it's making a box, just like it is right there. If I delayed that, you're going to get some erratic movement on that stacker. So she's making a nice box. That's what we're going to control with our up and down. I don't know of anything else that we're going to talk about on this machine right now. We could talk about timing for, oh, maybe I don't have screen. We could sit here and talk about timing forever. If any of you guys have got any specific questions about your timing, or if you're having timing issues, then you give us a call. We'll be happy to work with you over the phone. We're going to do another video here pretty quick about what messes up your timing, because nothing messes up your timing unless you change the encoder or somebody messes with these numbers. They should be there forever. So if you think you have an issue with your program, it's probably not your program, it's something else. And we're going to discuss some of the things that can affect what makes your machine appear to be out of time, and it's really not out of time. All right, you guys, it's been a long one. We'll probably bust this up into several ones, but you guys go out, always work safe and work smart, have a little fun, and go home with all the fingers you walked in with.